Have you ever been curious about the Akashic Records? Maybe you've heard the term before and you always wondered, what exactly are the Akashic Records and what answers can be found within your records? Now, in this video, I want to share with you not only what exactly are the Akashic Records, but also what the Akashic Records can reveal about yourself, your soul, your life, your past, your present, and your future. Because the Akashic Records is truly a powerful tool to work with to receive insights about any area of your life. You can get answers within the Akashic Records about anything that you would like to know as it relates to you. So the easiest way I like to explain what the Akashic Records are is, think of it like that. It is your soul's library of all lifetimes, where everything is being recorded within those records. So think of it like that. When you're seeing like a library of hundreds or maybe thousands of books, that's basically what an Akashic record kind of looks like. And of course, every person's records looks differently, but the gist of it is it's your soul's library of all lifetimes. It also holds your unique soul's blueprint of how you are meant to go about life, how you are meant to go about creating success, about finding love, about creating abundance, about anything and everything. There's a blueprint that can be found within the Akashic Records that holds all the answers to just about anything that you would like to know about. And today I want to just give you some insights into what exactly can the Akashic Records reveal to you. First and foremost, the Akashic Records can give you insights into any past lives that you have lived that are important for you to know about today, whether it is about any specific area of your life, that there's a past life that you're still holding certain negative energies, negative imprints around that is now affecting you today in your life. So you can really gain insights into past lives because your soul most likely has had many lifetimes. We're talking, it can be in the hundreds of lifetimes that your soul has had in different dimensions, different times, all of that. So you can uncover about past lives and the most important things to know about that. And also what is most important to know about these lifetimes. Now, it's not often important to know the exact story behind each lifetimes, but the most important things about it that really is causing you maybe today to have certain challenges or problems or anything as it relates to any attachments to those past lives. So you can really learn about or get insights about past lives if that is something you would like to do. You can also learn about karmic lessons that you have not yet learned, because karmic lessons, so karma is not what comes around goes around. That's not what karma means. Karma means is that you have not learned certain lessons in a past life, and so now it's up for review again. So you're always being given opportunities to learn certain lessons. And if you don't learn them in one lifetime, you're just kind of carrying it with you in this lifetime and in the next and the next and the next until you get to the point where you have grown enough, your soul and you have grown enough to learn a particular lesson. Now, there's a little shortcut to it when you work with the Akashic Records or you get an Akashic Record reading. So let's say you have a challenge in your life right now and it keeps coming up. So the same kind of challenge is like, it's like a vicious cycle. It constantly happens over and over again, just maybe different kind of scenarios, but the core of it, it's always the kind of same underlying situation. Well, that is a karmic lesson that you're most likely meant to learn. Well, instead of you wondering, well, why am I re-experiencing the same thing over and over again? Well, the Akashic Records can give you insights into those karmic lessons that you are going through, that you're meant to learn, and then also how to complete them. You can clear that in the Akashic Records. You can get insights into what are you meant to learn so you can get the lesson and then let go of the karmic attachment to that. That's another thing you can do. Then a third thing that you can do within the records is you can find out about soul contracts. Now, soul contracts and karmic lessons, they are similar, but they are different. Like karmic lessons, just like you haven't learned a certain lesson. A soul contract is where your soul has made certain agreements with people, with certain other souls, that they will come into your life at one point in your life to teach you something, to help you work through something, to help you learn something. Let's say there was a person that really helped you kickstart your spiritual awakening. right? That could be a soul contract. Or you are with someone that, and the relationship is very toxic, very tense, very challenging. That too could potentially be a soul contract, where your soul has made an agreement with that particular soul to learn a specific lesson. Now, you can also, in the Akashic Records, just like with the Karmic Lesson, you can uncover what are those soul contracts, which ones are ready to be released, what are you meant to learn from those from those soul contracts, and how can you release them. Right? So it's also in a shortcut when you work with the Akashic Records or get an Akashic Record reading, you can uncover about those soul contracts to finally release them as well. Because karmic lessons and also soul contracts, they are actually there to help you grow. They're there to help you learn certain things, experience certain things, and often also to help you find your way in life, to help you uncover what you're here to do. It helps you to maybe awaken and those type of things. So even though karmic lessons and soul contracts are, when they're happening, they're not comfortable, because oftentimes they're pushing you in ways that you have never been pushed before, but they are actually to your highest and greatest good. But you don't have to continue dealing with them if you can find out what they are, why you're experiencing, what you're meant to learn from that, and how to release them, and then finally release them, right? So you don't have to keep carrying them with you for lifetime upon lifetime until you finally one day maybe wake up like, oh God, I just had this realization. This is what I was meant to learn, right? The Akashic Records is like the shortcut to figuring this stuff out without you going through it all on your own and then, taking forever to figure it out. Now, another thing you can uncover within the Akashic Records is you can actually uncover about blocks, limiting beliefs, anything that is really holding you back. I like to work with the Akashic Records around uncovering blocks as far as how to move forward in my life, in my business. I also use this kind of question in all of my readings as well, to help my clients uncover what is really standing in their way of living a life of meaning, of purpose, of finding a loving partner, whatever the reading is about. But uncovering those hindrances, the things that are really holding you back, is so important, because oftentimes we're too close to our own stuff. We don't realize how we're getting in our own way, how we're talking ourselves out of it, how fear and doubt is really getting in the way, or even what those doubts and fears are, because oftentimes they're so deeply rooted that we are not aware of it, or we don't really want to go there, right? We don't want to uncover those things. But with the Akashic Records, you can get to the bottom of anything and everything that's really holding you back from whatever it is that you want to achieve. Often it is those fears and doubts that are holding us back, but you may not be aware of what they are, because fear, it's such a broad topic, or doubts is such a broad topic, right? But what are the specific fears? What are the specific doubts? Because once you know those, because you can maybe be aware, like, yeah, I probably have some fears, or I don't know if I have fears. Yeah, I think I have some doubts. But when you get to the bottom of what exactly are those doubts, that, maybe one of the doubt could be that, or the fears is that you're afraid of the consequences of then actually having what you want, or the fear of failing, the fear of letting yourself down, the fear of letting other people down, the fear of whatever, right? So when you get the clarity of exactly what those fears and doubts and blocks are, then you have the awareness, then you have the insights, and then you have the power to actually do something about it. Because that is such a powerful way. That's why I love working with the Akashic Records, and also of offering readings to clients, to get that clarity of what's truly staying in their way of creating the life that they want, of doing the work that they're here to do, of stepping into their soul's path, or whatever it is that they want. Which brings me to the next piece here. You can also uncover what is actually your soul's purpose. What is your soul here to do in this particular lifetime? What are you meant to be doing? What are you meant to be stepping into? You can even get insight into the nit and gritty about that. One of my early readings was actually how to start a business, or how to ignite your business, getting clarity around the business you're meant to launch, the business you're meant to create, the core message of it. So all those nit and gritty information, you can get insights about your life purpose, of what it entails, how to go about it, and those type of things. And then you can also gain clarity about your soul's origin. who you are at soul level, what your divine gifts are, where are you actually coming from. And for me, I'm from Atlantis. I had my first life in Atlantis. And you can uncover those things. You can even uncover your soul's name. I mean, how beautiful is that, right? But you can find out about just about anything about yourself, your soul, your life, any area that you would like to know about. And you can even get insights into your future, of what the future holds for you. What are some life lessons you're meant to learn with let's say, the next 12 months of, what to know about certain key areas of your life, of how to stay in alignment with your soul's path. Any and all of those questions about moving forward. You can get insights from within the records as well. Even how to best create success, abundance, happiness, joy, fulfillment, love, whatever it is that you want. Like, you truly, the Akashic Records hold answers to just about anything that you would like to know. Now here, I do need to mention something though. The Akashic Records can only give you insights about you, your life, as it pertains to you as a soul. Because it is your soul's library of all lifetimes. You could not ask about another person. You could only ask about another person in the context of how it relates to you. For example, if you are in a relationship with X, Y, and Z, and you would like to learn more about, why is he treating you like that? Or will he ever change, or anything like that? You can't ask those questions. What you can ask is, what am I meant to learn out of this relationship, being with this person? What is the core lesson here to learn? So it's all as it relates to you. It's never about this other person, because then you would have to access their records and their spiritual laws. You can't just do that, right? You can only access your own records or get your own records read. You can't do that for another person. The person has to agree to that, because there are spiritual laws. Just like invading in a person's privacy, you can't just invade in someone's Akashic records. That's privacy, and you can't just do that. So you can't ask about another person, but you can ask any and all questions about yourself within the Akashic Records, and you can get guidance around that. Now, I have been doing readings for many, many years. I think I started in 2016, and I was able to help many of my clients really gain insights and clarity and find direction. And if you would like to learn more about the readings that I offer, go into the description below and look at all the different readings I offer. I offer readings from about your life purpose, about uncovering who you are at soul level, then your year ahead reading. I have a success abundance reading. I mean, there are so many different reading packages available on my website. And here I just want to invite you, if you feel called to request a reading or to explore the readings, I also have a simple 5-question reading as well, where you provide the questions to me. But I want to invite you, if that really calls to you, let your soul guide you to which reading is the best for you. There are the different questions there that are being answered within each reading. You can read through that and just allow your soul to guide you to which reading is the best for you. But getting an Akashic record reading or working with your own Akashic records is such a powerful tool. Now, I do need to mention though, working with your own records is different than getting a reading, because you will not get as much information as if someone else will do the reading for you, because you're too close to your own stuff. If you're asking about a question that is really important to you, you may not get clarity unless you have been doing it for many years. I mean, there's certain times when I do a reading for myself and there's a question that I really want to get guidance on, and I have to really work on really letting go of my ego in order to be a clear channel to get the guidance. Now, I do my readings all in writing to get a report, so I always have something in hand, and also to give my clients something that they can hold in hand. But you doing your own reading may not give you the clear insights that you want, because you may be blocking the true answer. Because one thing about the Akashic Records is that you're getting nothing but the truth. And sometimes the truth can be painful. The truth is not always what you want to hear. There were times when I was like, man, that was kind of harsh. But that was exactly what I needed to hear. Right? So just be aware of that. But getting an Akashic record reading for yourself can truly give you the blueprint for your life, for your future, give you insights into the past. Now, I don't necessarily like to dwell too much about the past. I really just like to get the most important information about the past that I need to know in order to move forward. I like to move forward because the past is in the past. You want to take what is important to learn from the past and then move forward, right? But getting in a reading for yourself is truly powerful because it can give you clarity, it can give you direction, it can give you truly the blueprint for how to move forward. And like I said, if you're interested in the readings that I offer, go to the link in the description below, go to my website, check out the different readings, and allow your soul to guide you as far as which reading is the right for you. But here you go, you have the insights into what exactly are the Akashic Records and what kind of information can they reveal to you. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do me a favor, hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And also check out this next video here about the 8 ways that the Akashic Records can actually change your life. I think you're going to love it. I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Until then, make it an amazing, abundant, successful day. Namaste.